GBR. Janssen from Bugan is a renowned company in sanitary, roofing, sewer and installation technology. We stand for quality and craftsmanship. Our company has been in existence for more than 125 years, so we are royal. Our showroom in Horst is there to inspire customers and help them make choices. After that, the installation and delivery process is comfortable and personal. We stand for clear agreements, installation by our own experienced professionals and service well after delivery. Happiness is in every detail, so together with you as an employee, we make sure that every detail is correct and that we safely deliver a very good quality to our customers. Quite simply, for our professionals, quality and craftsmanship also include corporate social responsibility, CSR, and sustainable enterprise. For us, these are not just empty terms, but a matter of course. GBR. Janssen has been a VCA-certified company since 1999. That's special, but at the same time it's quite normal. Working safely is never in question with us. VCA stands for Safety, Health and Environment, HSE, Checklist Contractors. It is intended to work more safely and to reduce the number of accidents. Together with your colleagues, we expect you to make a positive contribution to healthy and safe working conditions. Healthy and safe working starts with yourself, as an employee of the GBR. Janssen, you are our business card to the customer. Working safely and healthily is our top priority. If the work is not safe, we can see if it can be made safe. If this is not possible, the work must be stopped and reported to the client and/or prevention officer. Together we look for a good and safe solution. By reporting dangerous situations, the organization learns and we can prevent these errors in the future. Do you have questions and/or remarks about safety? Please contact the prevention officer of GBR. Janssen, have respect for your colleagues and customers. Talk to each other openly and honestly. Be open to criticism yourself. Bullying, aggression and sexual harassment are undesirable behavior for us. Undesirable manners can be discussed with our confidential advisor. In consultation with you, the confidential advisor can look for possible solutions to stop and possibly prevent the unwanted behavior. Every month there is a toolbox for healthy and safe working. It is mandatory to follow it. If you are unfit for work, you must report this to your manager. The company doctor will supervise your absence. You are obliged to go to a consultation hour and cooperate in your recovery. We have control and absenteeism regulations for our employees. In consultation with the company doctor, it can be determined whether adapted work can be offered. Report your work disability the day before the start. All our high-risk work equipment is inspected annually and is provided with an inspection sticker showing the next inspection date. If the sticker has expired, you may not use the work equipment. Report this to the manager. Take good care of your company car. The company car is also a business card of our company. As an employee of GBR Janssen, you can both work and come into contact with hazardous substances. Examples are gases, lead, acids or biological agents during sewerage work. Don't you know what the possible dangers of hazardous substances are? Do you know what measures to take with hazardous substances? Do not take any unnecessary risks and ask your manager about the possible dangers and measures for hazardous substances. Working with asbestos is prohibited. In the event of the presence or suspected presence of asbestos, work must be stopped. The suspected presence of asbestos must be reported immediately to the manager. In addition, the workplace must be cordoned off. Commonly used gases at GBR Janssen are propane gas, acetylene and oxygen. Remove flammable substances in the immediate vicinity of work with a flammable substance. Always ensure that sufficient extinguishing media are available in the immediate vicinity of flammable activities yet an onwards exist. Check for smoldering fire sometime after completion of the work on the unit. Make sure you are familiar with the properties of the gases. Always make sure you wear the right PPE and take the right precautions where necessary. Lead is a heavy metal and can eventually cause health damage. Continuous and prolonged inhalation, touching and/or swallowing of lead, dust, causes chronic lead poisoning. Long-term and/or repeated exposure to lead has an effect on bone marrow, anemia, the nervous system and the kidneys. Lead can be absorbed by the body through inhalation, contact and ingestion. Make sure you have good hygiene in the workplace and wash your hands before eating, drinking and/or smoking. Prevent the spread and exposure of lead, dust, by safe working methods, extraction, good respiratory protection, etc. In some people there are higher risks of exposure to lead, dust, including pregnant women. Vacuum clean wipe the spilled material together and scoop it into drums. If necessary, wet first to prevent dust formation. Carefully collect the debris and then move it to a safe place. Lead should not be released into the environment. Personal protection is a filter mask with P3 filter. In addition, you may not smoke, eat or drink in the workplace and the work clothes may not be taken home. Quartz dust, crystalline silica, is the main cause for the formation of a substance lung, silicosis. Quartz dust consists of very small insoluble particles that can reach deep into the lungs. Dust lungs cannot be cured. The abnormalities in the lungs can worsen 2 to 5 years after working with quartz dust. Not only people who work with quartz-containing material but also people in the immediate vicinity can be exposed to quartz dust. Employees who drill, grind, roughen concrete, mix dry mortars and perform demolition work are the most exposed to quartz dust. The risks of quartz dust in construction and dismantling can be limited by technical and organizational control measures and personal protection means. For wet work, a dust filter with a P2 filter is sufficient. Roofers can come into contact with old tar and quartz dust during roofing activities. Exposure mainly occurs when removing and demolishing old roofing material, cleaning the roof and pre-treating the soil. Common situations when working on roofs are burning with open fire or thermal welding and fumes released during the processing of bituminous and plastic roofing materials. Furthermore, you may be exposed to fumes from adhesives and primers. Roofing situations can cause irritation and inflammation of the eyes, skin, respiratory tract and lungs. It can also cause eczema. Based on the safety information of the materials used, use appropriate precautions and personal protective equipment, PPE. When working in and on the sewer, you may be confronted with biological agents. Examples are oak processionary caterpillars, wasps or substances in the sewage system. Biological agents include microorganisms, whether or not genetically modified, such as viruses, bacteria, fungi or parasites. These agents can cause an infection, allergy and/or poisoning. Of course, technical measures must first ensure that you cannot become infected. If this is not possible or insufficient, organizational measures must be taken against exposure. PPE should be worn if the aforementioned measures do not adequately prevent the risk of exposure. In addition, there must be good hygiene in the workplace. This limits or prevents exposure to biological agents. All employees receive a standard PPE package. The wearing of PPE is described in our personnel book Healthy and Safe Working Conditions at GBR. Janssen. If necessary, you can get additional PPE. The instructions of a client must be followed if they are stricter than those of GBR. Janssen. In workplaces, mandatory PPE is marked with blue round commandment signs with a white PPE on them. For larger projects, GBR. Janssen has drawn up a health and safety plan. This is an inventory of all possible risks and the measures taken for the project in question. GBR. Janssen has an alarm card with the most important instructions for projects. A company emergency plan is available at the office. Always orientate on new projects. This way you know where the extinguishers, first aid box and escape routes are present. In the event of an incident, always follow the instructions of the emergency services provider. For smaller projects, a concise mental health plan has been drawn up with the standard task of risk analysis, TRA. At the kick-off meeting before the start of work, you will always be introduced and given an instruction on the possible risks and measures taken. Falling from a height is a major cause of serious accidents in the construction industry. If there is a risk of falling at the workplace, measures must be taken. Preventive measures must always be taken at 2.5 meters and less than 2.5 meters, even if there is a serious risk of falling. When working at a height, a number of measures can be taken to ensure that safety is guaranteed. For example, scaffolding, safety nets and railings can be installed. Collective protective equipment takes precedence over personal protective equipment. PPE may only be used if collective protective equipment cannot be used. Check the ladder before use. Make sure that the ladder is safely placed at the right angle, 75 degrees. The surface must be solid. If necessary, use a rubber mat to prevent the ladder from slipping. The ladder must protrude and be anchored at least 1 meter above the roof. Move the ladder when you have to work further than 1 arm length. Report any dangerous situations and discuss them with your buddy. Only then will we be able to improve our healthy and safe working conditions at GBR. Janssen. Finally, 10 golden safety rules have been put together to ensure safe working conditions at the Janssen brothers. 1. I don't put myself and others in danger. 2. Undesirable manners are not allowed. 3. Before starting work, I check if I can work safely and perform the LMRA. 4. I always wear the necessary personal protective equipment. 5. I only work with good and safe tools, PPE and tools. 6. I speak to others with respect in case of unsafe situations and unsafe behavior and accept to be addressed. 7. I do not work under the influence of alcohol, drugs or medicines. If medication has a negative impact on your work, you must report this to your manager. 8. I work according to the toolboxes and regulations of GBR. Janssen. 9. I report dangerous situations or actions to my manager. 10. I find order, cleanliness and personal hygiene important. In this introductory film we have given information about working healthily and safely at GBR. Janssen. Your safety is important to us. This animation video was made by Ajadvis on behalf of GBR. Janssen.